Hey everyone, in this video, we'll break down the payment function step by step and show you practical examples of how to calculate loan payments within Microsoft Excel and how to calculate savings goals using the payment function. Before we go through some examples, let's look at exactly what the payment function does and what we need to give it in Microsoft Excel. So, as you can see here, the payment function calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. Meaning, over the term of our loan, our payments are always going to be the same. To calculate our loan payment, we need to give the function the following information. Firstly, we need to tell our function what our interest rate of the function is going to be. Then, our second variable is going to be the number of months over which we will be paying back the loan. Then, our last required value is the present value or the principal of the loan. This is the amount of loan we are going to be taking on. Then we have two optional arguments we can give the function. The first optional argument is the future value of the loan. That is the monetary balance at the end of the payments. In a typical loan, we can omit this, and it will assume that the future value of the loan will be 0. Meaning that all the money you owe is going to be paid off at the end of the loan. However, if you are using this function to calculate savings goals, then this will be our savings goal, as it is the future value that we want to achieve in so many months at a certain interest rate. Our last optional variable is called type, which takes in a 0 or a 1. A 0 indicates that we make payments at the beginning of each period, and a 1 at the end of each period. So, if you had a loan with a monthly payment, a 0 would mean you make your loan payment at the beginning of the month, and a 1 would mean a monthly payment at the end of the month. Now that we have an understanding of all the variables that the payment function requires in Microsoft Excel, let's go through some practical examples. Let's walk through how you would go about calculating a car loan payment. Firstly, as you can see here, all of our pertinent information for the car loan is given. We have our rate, our loan term, and the loan amount taken out initially. Let's begin by calculating our repayment of the loan, assuming we are making one payment a year. To do this, we'll call our payment function, and as you can see, our first variable we are asked for is our rate. As we talked about earlier, this is our interest rate. So we will enter this as a percentage. Secondly, we are asked for NPER, which is the number of payments we have on the loan. So, for our 6-year loan, we will have 6 payments since we are making an annual payment. Lastly, we are asked for PV, or the present value of the loan. This is the $25,000 that we are taking out for the loan. Clicking enter, you can see that our annual payments are going to be $5,124 annually for the 6 years. Now, what if we wanted to calculate our monthly payments? Well, much like we did for the annual payments, let's call our payment function. Again, we are first asked for our rate, which recall is the rate per period of our loan. Because we currently have our rate annually, we need to divide our rate by 12, as we will have 12 monthly payments per year, and therefore each payment will carry 1/12 of our annual interest. Likewise, for our next argument, the number of payments is also going to change, and we will have 6 years times 12 months a year, meaning that we have 72 payments in total. Then, our principal, or present value of the loan, initially is unchanged. Therefore, we will owe $417 each month on this loan. The same idea would work for weeks, days, and hours. You simply calculate the rate per payment period, so your annual rate divided by the time period of interest, and then the number of payment terms. To calculate the total amount paid over the length of the loan, all we need to do is multiply our monthly payment by our number of payments, which is our number of years times the months in a year, so 12. As the payment function always returns a negative number, I'm just going to add a negative in front of our function here to turn it into a positive value. Therefore, the total amount of interest on the loan can easily be found by subtracting our initial loan amount from the total amount paid over the loan. Now, let's say that we want to begin with the same loan. However, now we are going to still owe $5,000 after our 6 years. And for fun, let's say that we want to make the payment at the beginning of each payment period instead of the end. Let's call our payment function again and select our rate divided by 12, since we want to make monthly payments. Then we will select our loan term and multiply that by 12 for our total payments. Then our principal or present value for the future loan is going to still be the $25,000. Now for our future value, we said that we are still going to owe $5,000 after the loan matures. Therefore, we are going to enter a negative $5,000 here. A positive $5,000 would imply that we are owed $5,000. Then lastly, for our type, we said that we are going to pay at the beginning of each payment term. Therefore, we will put a 1 as an argument here. So, we just learned how to calculate loan payments using the payment function. However, earlier in the video, I mentioned briefly that we can also use this function to calculate the required saving rates to reach a certain goal. So let's talk about that now. Let's say that we are offered by our bank a savings rate of 2.5%, and over the course of 5 years, we want to save $25,000. What is the monthly amount we need to save over the 5 years to reach our goal? Well, using the payment function, this is easy to find out. Let's call our payment function, and our first variable is our constant interest rate per period. Since we are given a monthly interest rate, we need to divide it by 12 to get our rate per month, as the 2.5 is an annual savings rate. Then, our next parameter is the number of payments, which is the number of deposits to our savings account. Therefore, we are saving monthly for 5 years, so 5 times 6, and that's going to be 30 deposits. Then, we have our present value, and let's say we initially have 0 in our savings, therefore our present value of the savings account is 0. Lastly, we have our future value. This is the value that we want to save to. Therefore, think of this as the future value of our savings account, and like we said, that's going to be $25,000. As you can see here, we are returned a negative value. This is because the payment function always returns a negative by default. Therefore, if you wish, you can just add a negative out in front of the function to eliminate that. Therefore, you can see that we need to save this amount every month to reach our savings goal. I hope that this video helped you learn something about the payment function within Microsoft Excel. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and consider checking out our YouTube memberships by clicking that join button down below. However, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about the information I provided in this video, please leave a comment down below and I will do my best to address your concerns.